I created an ebook in under 4 hours using completely free tools. And this is how much it made me from just this platform alone. And in the next 25 minutes, I'm going to be walking you through my complete 4-hour system that takes you from zero to a completely published ebook that sells. I'm going to be showing you a quick idea generation that helps you find profitable ebook ideas that actually sell, my simple 3-part writing structure that lets you finish your content in just 90 minutes, even if you are not a writer. I'll also be showing you free design tools that I use to create professional looking ebook covers and how to export everything properly, plus the best platforms to start selling your ebooks today. Now, the very first thing you want to do is you want to find ideas that actually sell. But first, let me save you from the painful mistake I made. You see, most people actually think that broader topics means more buyers because it will appeal to more people. But that thinking alone nearly killed my ebook selling business. And here is the right way to do it. First of all, you need to have a niche. That alone is going to help you streamline your search when you are looking for idea generation. Your aim is to create an ebook that should solve a specific problem. Now, there are simple free ways that you can actually search for ideas that would help you in choosing the best topic for your ebook. The first one is Amazon Kindle bestsellers research. The reason this particular research method works so well will surprise you. You see, Amazon is a really large marketplace where people actually go searching for products to buy, including digital products that could help them solve their problem. And with this knowledge, you can use it to look for what people are actually searching for, because I will give you an idea on the kind of solutions that your ebook should solve. You can either research this way, or you can simply just head over to Amazon.com and simply search based on your niche. For example, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be going with sleep health. So I'm going to filter it by books, and I'm just going to type sleep, and I'm going to click on search. Then I can sort by the bestsellers to know what people are actually looking for in terms of when it comes to sleep health. So you can see this is like baby sleep success. This is baby sleep guide, happiest baby on the block. So this is an example that people are looking for better sleep health for their kids. Then that will be something that you may want to go ahead and keep validating. But if it's something that you still don't have an idea of, then you want to keep searching based on what you have an idea for. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to go with sleep for babies. Now, you don't just want to take that, okay, sleep for babies because Amazon said it's a bestseller, which is why it's super important to validate it, to check others. You want to go to Reddit. Now, Reddit is a place where you can post your thoughts or ask questions with regards to certain things. So you can either search communities maybe with regards to sleep. So you will see sleep, and you can see communities, sleep token, sleep train, and all of that. Or you can search for keywords that you are looking for. In our case, something relating to sleeping for babies. Now, when you search your keywords, you want to ensure that you filter down. You don't just want to leave it at all time. If not, you're going to see even pain points that have been existing from 8 years ago, 7 years ago. And we do not want that. We want something as recent as possible. So I'm going to leverage from the past year, which could be like 6 months, 4 months, 2 months, up till date. Now, you can see there are several communities here, and people are talking about this. I want to see what they say. At this point, this is where you want to have like a paper and pen, or better still, like a spreadsheet where you want to note down exactly what people's pain points are. For this, I'm going to use Google Sheets. Google Sheets is absolutely free to use. So now we're going to go back to Reddit and move specifically towards questions. For example, tick for those wanting your baby to sleep through the night. We can go ahead and open it. And this person is saying, I've tried everything short of sacrificing a goat. So what you can do is you copy this and you can paste that here. You want to craft your ebook based on the way the pain point presents to people. This is 14 months old, 0 sleeping through the night. You want to copy it here. You can see 3 times sounds like heaven, deeply tired mom of a 15-month-old who still wakes up every 90 to 120 minutes. We can also check other questions. You can see this here. How are you getting your baby to sleep at night? And you can copy this, go back here and paste that. You can see again, how does your baby sleep at night? You can copy this also, paste that here as well. Go back when did your baby start sleeping through the night? We want to copy that as well. When you see something similar, when did your baby sleep through the night? You can just put something beside it saying "su," meaning that you've seen that question a recurring time. You can see, how do I get my baby to sleep through the night, or at least 6 to 7 hours? You want to go ahead and copy that as well. So you want to keep doing that on and on. You want to get as much questions as asked in the same manner that people ask them. Another way that you can also validate this is you want to go to other areas like answerthepublic.com. You can filter by either Google, Instagram, Amazon, YouTube, TikTok, Binge, and also by language and country. So let's say I'm typing baby sleep in the United States and I'm going to click on search. Actually, you have one search per day, but when you actually create an account, you get to unlock 3 free searches per day. One thing about Answer the Public is that not just will it give you the search volume based on that keyword, it will give you the way it is constructed in every manner of question. You can see all the modifier. Can baby sleep with pacifier? Can baby sleep in swing? And all of that. You can also have this in your spreadsheet just to see which one is more repetitive based on what you've already validated in Reddit. Another good way to do your search is Quora. Now, Quora is a question and answer platform. Again, we're going to go to Quora and search baby sleep. Now, this can take 45 minutes to an hour depending on how fast you are able to streamline your niche and validate the pain points. Again, I'm going to filter by the past year. And I'm going to filter by question. At what age can a baby sleep through the night without waking up? You can see this is a question here. You want to copy that and also put in your spreadsheet. You can just as well paste it here. How much time normal baby sleep in a day? What are the ideal room conditions for baby sleep? And all of that. So you are going to get all of these questions. Now, I'm not saying you should keep scrolling and scrolling, endless scrolling, because of course, all of these questions could amount to hundreds, if not thousands. So instead, what you want to do is you want to have a sample size. So you can say you want to look for 100 questions. Now, this 100 questions is going to encompass both questions you find on Reddit, on Answer the Public, on Quora. Even in Facebook groups, you want to also go there and check. What you then want to do is you want to start having a look at them and see what is most repetitive. What exactly are people asking for? Maybe in different sentence construction, but they are asking about the same specific thing. So the more specific it is, the better chances it has of selling. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to be creating an ebook on how to get your baby to fall asleep through the night. Now, with your validated specific idea in hand, here is how you can turn it into a content in just about 90 minutes. Now, when I started writing ebook, I used to stare at blank pages for hours. But this 3-part formula made it really easy and really simple, even though I wasn't a professional writer. Now, this 3-part formula consists of 3 things. The problem, 20%, meaning 20% of your ebook should emphasize the problem, should validate your ideal viewer's frustration. Now, 70% of your ebook should contain the solution, because that is what people are actually buying the ebook for. And 10% should consist of an action plan, meaning step-by-step guide or what they can do. Now, an ebook doesn't have to be in hundreds of pages or even up to 50 pages. You can create a 20-page ebook. You can create a 17-page ebook, even an 11-page ebook. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to start writing. You want to do a time block of 25 minutes and you want to begin to express what you know. You can actually use tools like Google Docs. Google Docs is absolutely free. At this point, you don't want to bother about editing, giving it structure, formatting, grammar mistakes, spelling mistakes. All of that can come in later, and there are tools that can help you arrange all of that in a jiffy. But what you want to focus on is what you know. You can just simply come up with basic key points with regards that under the 3-part structure. Another way that you can do this, if you are confused on how to start writing, is you can also do a recording. So right now, I'm just going to be going ahead to write a draft on this particular ebook topic that we're going to be creating right now. So you can see that I have completed the draft, and if you look closely, you can see there are kind of some mistakes in it. That's because it's a draft and I was just simply typing. And of course, I had to do a bit of research to actually come up with this. But in your case, if you're doing an ebook, remember it must be from your own extensive knowledge or from your own experience on that. Now, I've come up with a draft, and this is like a one-pager draft, which we are going to be going into the next step to get it into our ebook. By the way, if you have currently watched up to this point, comment where you are watching this ebook tutorial from. I would love to know. So go ahead and leave that in the comment section. Now, you want to do the content expansion method. Now, with the help of AI, you can simply put something into AI, and AI can help you turn it into a much more structured and refined result. Now, this doesn't just go for when you are doing the writing draft, also with recording. If you can see here, this is ChatGPT. If you click on the plus icon, you can see add photos and files, where you can either add a recording or a written draft where you can put it into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT can read it and give your results. For this, I've gone ahead to name it, and I also downloaded it to my device. For this video, I'm going to be using Cloud AI. Now, I've attached the draft here. You can see it attached here, and I'm simply saying, "Hi, Cloud. You are my ebook writer, and I would like to write an ebook on how to get your baby to sleep through the night." So I'm saying 0 to 18 months old. If you notice from our search, a lot of people talked about 15 months old, 14 months old, my 18 months old, and all of that. So we're simply saying 0 to 18 months old. Now I'm saying I have done a rough draft based on my knowledge and experience. Remember, it should be based on your knowledge and experience, but I want it expanded with proper structure and well edited. I would like it to be expanded into a 7-page document. So remember, the more detailed you are with AI, the more refined and the more better the results are. If you want it into a 14-page, if you want it into a 20-page, you tell AI that. However, because of the nature of the kind of ebook we're doing, I believe the more easier it is to be digested, I think the better. Nobody wants to read a full novel just to put a baby to sleep. So now I'm saying my 3-part formula for writing is problem validation 20%, solution 70%, and action 10%. Now, I said create necessary subheadings as need be in relation to the ebook. It should be beginner friendly, especially for new parents, easy to understand and easier to digest and carry out. Now, Cloud AI has gone ahead to give us our ebook, and if we should open it here, you can see all of it here. How to get your baby to sleep through the night. That's even giving us a subheading, a complete guide for parents of babies 0 to 18 months old. This is the introduction, chapter 1, all through to chapter 7, and as well as the conclusion. Now, I want to go ahead and format it further. Now, to do this, I'm going to be leveraging Canva. Now, I'm going to be searching a template for ebook because we are trying to write an ebook. I'm just going to click on enter, and you can see there are a lot of templates here with regards to ebook. You can see that for success, for business and marketing and the likes. The ones that have the premium crown here are the ones that are under the pro plan or have a pro feature in it. The ones that don't have anything, like this one here, is actually free. You can also choose to streamline it down. Maybe you are doing a finance ebook, you are doing a marketing ebook, you are doing a business ebook. You can just type it here, business ebook, and Canva will give you related templates with regards to that. However, for the purpose of this video, we're just going to be using a blank page, and we're going to craft everything from scratch. So this is our page here, and of course the first thing we want to do is we want to add our text, where we want to add our title and our subtitle. So I'm clicking on heading. I'm going to go back to Cloud AI. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it over here. I'll make it bold, centralized, and I'm just going to put it here. We can always do our edits much later. I'm also going to bring a subheading here where I'm going to insert this here. So we've done for this. Next is we're going to add a new page, and this is where we want to start adding every section of our book. So we're going to start with the introduction, and I can just go ahead and put a heading over here. I'm going to go here, copy the introduction. I can decide to centralize it. I'm changing the font here to PT Sans. I'm just going to bolden it over here. Again, I'm going to add a text box below, and this is where I can just go ahead, copy the whole of the introduction here. So I'm just going to be reducing the font size here, so like 10. I'm going to align it to be justified. I'm going to ensure that it's well spaced here. Now, remember that we've already done the formatting with AI. What you want to do at this point is, while you are putting it into the Canva document, you just want to read through it to be sure that whatever AI has actually elaborated on is something that aligns with your knowledge or your own personal experience. And as well, you can also chip in one or two of your experience as it comes to you. So we're done with the introduction. We can simply duplicate this page and now impute the chapter 1. So for this, we are going to make it 18. For this as well, we're going to make it 18. We are going to centralize it as well and paste our chapter 1 here. We want to also centralize this. And this is okay. Next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and start copying everything it's giving us. So as you are going, you want to be formatting it, because this is not a Word document where if anything extends from this page, it's going to go into the next page. So you have to format as you go to ensure that every write-up is captured in the page appropriately. So I'm going to make this bold. I'm going to click on Enter. This also here. I'm going to bolden this. So you can see how I'm just formatting it. I'm making this bold as well. And I'm just trying to give it space. Remember, this is an ebook. You want to make sure that it is easily readable as possible. So this is how I'm going to be doing it. And I'm going to do it all through chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to the conclusion. So you can see I've done for chapter 1. And you can see now the page is exhausted here. This is why you need to be formatting as you go, because if you don't format, and when you come back to format later, some may extend out of this page and it's going to affect the whole document, because you have to start editing and editing to start cutting out all of the spaces. So I'm going to go off the camera and finish this up, after which we're going to come back and do the final steps. So now I have been able to collate all of the information that Claude AI has given us from the introduction to the chapter 1 all through the chapter 7. And I was able to expand just that one pager of draft into 17 pages. You can see it here where the conclusion is. And I've also added a table of content. How did I do this? I simply went to Claude AI again and I asked Claude AI to give me a simple table of content, which it did. And all I did was to copy it, go back to Canva and paste that here. Now, our book has really formed into a really professional stage. What else I can just really add is to link each of the chapters to the actual chapter page. For example, I can just go to the introduction and I can highlight it here. I can add the link. Here would show us where exactly we should be linking it to. So we're going to scroll down to the pages in this document, and our first chapter is on. You can do that by scrolling down just to be sure, or checking the grid view just to be sure where our chapter is. And the chapter 1 is on page 5. The chapter 2 is on page 7. Chapter 3 is page 8, while the introduction is on page 4. So I'm going to highlight this here, link it to page 4. I'm going to click on Done. For the chapter 1, I'm going to link it to page 5 and click Done. The chapter 2, I'm going to link it to page 7 and click Done. The chapter 3 would be on page 8. I'm going to click Done. So this is how I'm going to do it for all the rest of the chapters until I get to the conclusion part. The whole essence of this is just to facilitate easiness when being read. So they can just easily click on any of the chapters that are already linked to the table of content. So once they click it, it takes them exactly to that chapter. So I'm going to go all through and just finish up. So now I have done all of that. We've done all the way from the introduction down to the conclusion. So now our ebook is looking really professional, but what makes people actually click before they buy is the cover. You need to understand that your cover is your salesperson. It has 3 seconds to convert. Now here's the psychology. The color psychology behind best-selling covers will actually blow your mind. Now look at the screen right now. What emotion does this cover trigger? You can see a lot of colors in the happiest baby, which signifies some sort of happiness, and you can see a baby sitting down. Your covers should trigger whatever emotion that your ebook is selling. Now back to our ebook, we want to create a book cover, and what we can simply do is we're going to go ahead and create a new page and add it to the beginning here of our book, and we're going to go to element. So I can just type baby sleep. You may want to play around different keywords like healthy baby sleep, baby sleeping peacefully, whatever helps. So let's use this baby over here. We can then go and add like a white gradient. Remember, when it comes to covers, you want to be creative. enhance the picture to really pop out. So I just did a little bit of adjustments with the filters. And now we're going to go ahead and add our text. How to get your baby to sleep through the night. I can just copy this over here, paste it here. So I went off the camera and I did this. I'm going to show you how I got that. For this, you can see I just typed sleep icon and I replaced it here. And I used this particular font. I made it small here. I duplicated it. I made it small here. And I just simply copied each of them, changed the color. You can see I can change it to whatever I want. This is on green. I can decide to change it to pink. And you can see it's also on pink again. Now, this one, I did it with the same. I copied it, but this time I zoomed it to be bolder for it to sleep. I didn't add an O. So just to be creative, I removed the O and gave enough space in between it. Then I looked for a sleep icon. I put this here. You can see it's right just beside the T. I duplicated it and put through the 9, but this time just a whole plain color. And that was how I got up to this point here. To get the 9th background, I just simply typed baby 9th background. And this was what I used here. You can see it over here. So just like that, everything is actually coming to place. Remember that not just do we have the title, we also have the subtitle here. So we can just copy this here and also add a text as the subheading. We're going to bring it over here and we're going to paste that here as well. You can decide to use the same font for it or a different one if you prefer. I'm going to change the color to deep blue. I'm using all of these bright colors because, like I said earlier, you want to trigger an emotion. Now we're looking at getting baby sleep and you want to trigger all sort of colors that enhance something of happiness, peacefulness, and of course some sort of night stuff that signifies, okay, baby sleep. I've put this here. I'm going to edit the font. I'm going to be using this. This is looking good. Now what I can do again is I'm going to add like a line. I'm going to look for a really faint line that I can use. I'm going to use this. I will add it here on top of it, stretch it out. I'm going to make it the same color with the subheading below it. So I'm going to change the color to purple. I'm also going to put it below it as well. We can then go ahead to add our author name. We can do that at the top here. I'm just going to create a heading and say TFI Creations. I'm going to edit this as well. I'm going to put this over here. I can duplicate this gradient again. I'm going to flip it over to be vertical. I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to position it to the back. So I'm going to leave it here, TFI Creations. What we can do is we can make this a bit more centralized. So now I've gone ahead to adjust this. This is looking a whole lot better. And just like that, we've been able to come up with our cover and the rest of our ebook. Now, in this case, you want to take a lot more time in creating your cover. However, this is still falling within the 4-hour period. In about 4-hour max, you should be able to complete it using this exact strategy that I've shown you. I may or may not have used some premium effects. I wasn't even focused because I'm on the Canva Pro plan. However, if you are leveraging the free plan of Canva, you can definitely create this. You can still search for images. You can see this also is free. I could have also as well used that. And of course, search for every other thing in the free version. Now you can go ahead to click on share, click on download. You want to change the file type to PDF standard and you want to click on download. Now I do have some premium elements. You can see it stated here. Like I said earlier, you want to look for the freer ones. Canva also has free elements also. To make it easy for you, always click the filter icon here and filter by free. This will ensure that you are only being shown the free elements that are available to you. And now once your ebook is saved, you are ready to start publishing. Now, here are 3 very good selling platforms that you can leverage on. The first one is Amazon KDP. Now, when you are creating an ebook for Amazon KDP, you need to use a different format because you cannot really upload a PDF. So you need to use a doc format where you can actually leverage Google Docs. At the end of this video, I'm going to be showing you an exact step-by-step method when you are specifically publishing to Amazon KDP. Another good selling platform that you can leverage on is Gumroad. Gumroad is free to use and you only get charged when your ebook makes any sales. Another good way or another good selling platform for your ebooks is your own website if you're looking to scale your digital product in the long run. So now that you have the exact system that took me from 0 to thousands with ebook selling, I'm going to show you how exactly I was able to scale this book from publishing to sales. Now, I'm going to attach a video on how to create an ebook solely for Amazon KDP in the right format. And also, you want to see exactly how I scale this ebook, the exact selling method I use, the ad strategy I ran, then you want to check the video that I'm going to be showing also right now on your screen to check it out. Ciao.